I'd love to see them take a right tackle. They're pretty set at left tackle with the big Marcus McNeil holding down the left side.
Billy, I got to cut you off. The pick is in right now. Melissa Connor, what do you have for us?
With the 18th pick of the 2011 NFL Draft, the San Diego Chargers select Corey Liuget, defensive tackle, Illinois.
The slide ends for Corey Liuget, a guy who may have gone in the top 10, falling all the way to number 18 for the Chargers, but he's definitely found a good home in San Diego.
And Corey Liuget will fit in there good at San Diego, just like you said, Joey. This guy's very, very durable. He was a captain of this team last year. He's got good size, 6'2", just under 300 pounds, but he's a physical player. He's got great moves at the point of attack. He can really just infiltrate through the offensive attack, as you can see right here against Ohio State, just penetrating the backfield. This guy is going to make plays.
You got to wonder with San Diego now running the 3-4 if they're going to go ahead and play him at nose tackle or try him at an end. 298 pounds, it's a pretty big guy to play defensive end. But with Sean Marion no longer in San Diego, that was their big pass rushing fear on the line, was the monster Sean Marion. He's gone.
Yeah.
So now Corey Liuget comes in. Will he be the guy that's going to take over pass rushing for him at DE? Are they going to stick him in the middle, the big nose tackle, push back the line, and the run defense for them with Corey Liuget?
We're certainly happy that a guy like Corey Liuget, who should have gone higher, finally ends his slide at number 18 to the Chargers. Let's go now to Joe Bruno, who is in my hometown of Sloan Dormitory, to see what his party is looking like right now.
We need to pick.
All right, we are here in Sloan. It is mostly a Redskins fan room. However, we are lucky to be joined by a Chargers fan. Will, can you talk about the Chargers pick? Was it a little surprising to see who they got?
Yeah, it was surprising to see who they got. I think they'll turn out well this season. I'm really looking forward to next season, and they just need a lot of people right now, and I think it'll be
How can the
good.
Chargers build off of last year's season? What position should they look to draft in the future rounds?
I think they definitely need to look into some pass rushers and it's a little bit of defense and defensive line, but I think they'll be all right on the offensive side.
All right, thank you, Will. Now, as I said before, we are here in a Redskins fan room. There was a little bit of an outrage when they did not draft a quarterback. However, they're starting to settle into Kerrigan now. But for now, I'm live in Sloan. I'm Joe Bruno. Back to you guys in the studio.
Good stuff as always, Joe. I'm certainly glad that that outrage finally calmed down. Very happy for the San Diego Chargers fan that he got a guy like Corey Liuget. Let's break down what makes Corey Liuget one of the best defensive tackles in this draft.
Illinois' Corey Liuget is a legitimate defensive tackle prospect. Liuget is stout against the run and has the necessary skills to crumble the pocket and get after the quarterback.
Here inside the red zone, Liuget is lined up as a 3-technique defensive tackle, which is the gap between the center and the guard. On the snap, he recognizes the guard moving away, so he attacks the center, using his arms to create separation. With that separation, he's able to shed the block and stop the running back's forward momentum in the backfield. Liuget is consistently showing the ability to stalk and shed the blocker at the point of attack. Now in the fourth quarter, Liuget lines up as the nose tackle, a shade off of the center. Liuget presses the gap created by the line blocking down and has the instincts to realize the guard is off balance. Liuget is strong enough to use just one arm to shed the blocker and again make the play in the backfield. Liuget's upper and lower body strength, coupled with his football instincts, make him an ideal 3-technique defensive tackle.
After his junior season, Liuget was given a 3rd-round grade by the Draft Advisory Board. Since then, he has drastically elevated his stock and will be a solid starter from day one.
Good stuff as always, Josh. Thank you very much. Corey Liuget off the board at number 18. Now the New York Giants are officially on the clock.
The New York Giants finished the 2010 season with a 10-6 record. The lackluster performances and sloppy play denied them from a spot in the NFL playoffs for the 2nd straight year. Excitement built up all off-season as the G-men said goodbye to their home of 33 years, Giants Stadium, and opened the brand new state-of-the-art new Meadowlands Stadium. The additions of Pro Bowl safety Antrell Roll and first-round pick defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul to an already strong defense had fans, well, head over heels to start the season. The defense lived up to its part, ranking 7th in the league in yards allowed, 5th in sacks, and 1st in takeaways. The Giants looked like a team poised for the postseason, thanks to a breakout sophomore year from Hakeem Nicks, who posted over 1,000 receiving yards and 11 TDs. Eli Manning led the offensive attack with over 4,000 passing yards and a career-high 31 touchdowns. Ahmad Bradshaw and Brandon Jacobs also combined to form a strong backfield attack, rushing for over a combined 2,000 yards. But turnovers destroyed the G-men. New York was first in the NFL with a horrendous 42 giveaways, as Manning led all QBs with 25 picks, while Bradshaw and Jacobs fumbled for a combined 12 times and lost 11 of them. Now, with the coach on the hot seat and pressure on the team, who will Big Blue take to help them avoid falling short of their goals this season?
I feel like Tom Coughlin is just perpetually on the hot seat, but the Giants do have as much talent as anyone in the league, and as always, that is set up by good drafting in the offseason. Just like tonight in 2007, the Giants picked Aaron Ross, the cornerback from Texas. 2008, well, defensive backfield once again, Kenny Phillips from Miami. 2009, a really dynamite selection, Hakeem Nicks, the wide receiver from North Carolina. And 2010, Jason Pierre-Paul, drafting on potential. That seems like it's paying off for them. Greg and Kurt, any potential offseason moves that the New York Giants should make this year?
Joey, the Giants definitely have to make some kind of moves to get back into that playoff hunt. Kurt, there are some weaknesses on this Giants team. It's the reason why they've missed the playoffs twice. What weaknesses can they help with bringing in some new players?
Well, I think to address here, the biggest need they need to fit is the offensive line. The offensive line struggled, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And filling a need would be awesome right here. Look at a guy like Anthony Costanzo, offensive tackle from Boston College. Boston College linemen seem to never miss. This should be like a sure thing because it is Boston College. It's a factory front of offensive linemen. I think that's the best pick here. That's where the fit, that's what they need to address the most. But, as you've said before, the best player on the board, Prince Amukamara, still sitting there. He will be tempting.
Absolutely. And the one thing that's tempting about that is that Jerry Reese in the past has drafted best player available. In fact, drafting Jason Pierre-Paul, despite the fact that Osi Umenyiora and Justin Tuck are on this defensive line staff. But you know what? I do have to think it's Costanzo here. The Giants' O-line has gotten tremendously old very quickly. And you know what? They need to make something change on that O-line. And with that, we're going to get the Giants pick right now as we're going to receive their pick right here.
With the 19th pick of the 2011 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Prince Amukamara, cornerback, Nebraska.
Prince Amukamara of Nigerian royalty with the best name in the draft. Finally off the board here, Tom. This was definitely a value selection.
Absolutely. Jerry Reese continuing on that trend with addressing the team needs by getting the best player available. And what's the best way to do it? By drafting royalty. Prince Amukamara, a four-year player in Nebraska, is probably obviously the second best talent in the defensive back position in the draft this year. Solid ball skills, great closing speed. He makes a great interception right there, great hands. This is a great best player available situation for the Giants and really upgrades the talent.
You have to be happy as a Giants fan, right, Tom?
Absolutely. This is a pick that just makes everything better. Talent on the field is not a bad thing.
With the prolific offenses of Dallas and Philadelphia in the same division, you can't hurt yourself by making your secondary better. Really what the Giants needed to draft this year was possibly just a better strength and conditioning coach because it seemed like they are never healthy. Injuries have plagued this team, as you said earlier. One of the most talented teams in the league. They're top 10 in both offense and defense.
Right.
There is no reason they should not be in the playoffs. So taking the best player available, clearly the best move for the Giants. They have to be pumped that Prince Amukamara fell as low as he did, right into their lap.
Well, guys, let's test that theory. We have a New York Giants fan in Studio A with Eugene right now. How does he feel about this selection?
Yeah, guys, I'm with Aaron, and I was just talking to him about how he felt about the pick. Now, you're a little bit – you like it, but still.
We got the best player left on the board. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing. It's not exactly what we needed. We need somebody on the offensive line. They're all getting old. They're all getting injured.